Ooh, the new SNES games for NSO are out. Let me check this out. Is that SMT If? Holy sh... Wait, this is the JP version. Please tell me we got something good over here. What the fuck is Jelly Boy?
It's showtime! So as you can probably tell, I'm currently crying alone in a corner because not only were we snuffed once, but twice, never mind, 3 times, from getting classic SMT with an official English localization. This time featuring Jelly Boy from the Jelly Boy series. Thankfully, if Atlus or Nintendo won't do it, our boy Xylo will. Xylo, or Weird Dev Studio, showed up online about 2 weeks ago with a video showing the world his progress on a full-on, from-the-ground-up remake of SMT If. Now I know most of my audience comes from the Persona series, and I'm sure most of you know by now that Persona is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei. Well, SMT If presented a what-if situation.
It's kinda why it says if in the title.
What if the events of the original Shin Megami Tensei didn't happen?
Hey, I didn't even play that game.
Taking place in a school where each character has a guardian spirit that changes whenever you die, and depending on how good you are, you could end up with an amazing guardian spirit or some garbage dookie poo-poo. In case you can't tell already, SMT If served as the basis to what would become Revelations Persona. In fact, I found an old interview with Katsura Hashino himself where he straight up says, "The first title I worked on after I joined Atlus was Shin Megami Tensei If, where I was put in charge of the Guardian system. Now that I think about it, that Guardian system became the basis of the Persona series, so I've been involved with the series since then." Wow, that's a long time. When Shin Megami Tensei If came out, its school setting was well received, so we decided to start a new series that dealt with the inner struggles of young adults, which became Revelations Persona. Since we actively tried to incorporate the latest trends into the Persona series, each title has a distinct feel. However, they all share the fundamental focus of the human soul. Now, being the almighty JRPG enthusiast I am, what kind of bullshit is that? I've been on a mission to play all of Atlus's back catalog of games, specifically under the Shin Megami Tensei franchise. Don't worry, Snowboard Kids fans, your time will come soon. Unfortunately, Atlus hates money, and it's become increasingly difficult to play a lot of those older games, but putting DLC in the dancing games is perfectly fine. Some of them, SMT If included, were never even officially translated to the West, making it feel like an even bigger missed opportunity to not see them get some extra love through the NSO release. I can't be surprised though. It's hard to justify putting the money into translating an incredibly niche game that had no previous Western release, which is why I am so goddamn thankful for people like Weird Dev Studio, who is carefully taking the time and care to deliver something for the fans and people like me who've never had the chance to give this a go. So far, bro, you're killing it visually. The 3D environments look smooth, and you guys know how much of a sucker I am for 2D sprites on a 3D plane.
This shit looks crisp.
Currently, they've been reworking the UI, sprucing up the school with props, and even allowing you to pick between the SNES or PS1 versions of the soundtrack. I got the chance to talk with them briefly through Discord DMs, and I get the sense that they really do give a shit about making the best possible way to experience Shin Megami Tensei If. I gotta say, this is looking super promising. Obviously, all of this is still pre-alpha and none of this is anywhere near the final stage of development. Weird Dev Studio themselves confirmed to me that everything will and or needs changes done to it. If you guys have any questions for the legend behind all of this, or simply want to join in and check on its development, please check out their YouTube, Twitter, and most importantly, their Discord for the most up-to-date information on how this remake is coming along. Special shout out to Filthy Blasphemer, who had an interview with Weird Dev Studio on the remake itself, available on his Twitch channel.
Thank you so much for allowing me to cover your project, homie, and I can't wait to see how everything goes.
Next up, Tales of Arise had a massive info dump on the more laid-back aspects of JRPG life. If you haven't kept up, Bandai have been posting tons of gameplay previews showcasing combat and the party you'll be journeying with. I've only played Vesperia myself, but goddamn, that game slapped! And Arise has not only been a visual treat, it feels like Bandai is actively making an effort to push this franchise as hard as they can and garner a wider appeal across the world. In the latest news update, they showed off how they've touched up skits, a feature where you chat with your party in various events. It feels more like a motion comic now, except the flapping gums with words coming out is, not the best look. We also get a look at camping and cooking. You know, I'm sure I'm in the minority when I say this, but I fucking love these menial moments in games. I've got wonderful memories of Final Fantasy 15 just hunting food and chilling with the party. It's very relaxing and feels like I'm bonding with the boys. However, no JRPG is complete without the most important feature, fishing.
This fight will be your death. Die, die, die!
It looks like Arise will be delegating certain tasks to specific characters, as Kisara seems to handle all fish-related activities. Shion shows her cooking skills, and I guess Alphen is a farmer? Hobbies like this really bring characters to life for me, and on top of the combat looking stellar as fuck, Tales of Arise is looking more and more like a day one pickup for me. Producer Yusuke Tomizawa also confirmed to fans that Tales of Arise is going to be about as long as Tales of Berseria. Along with this, he stated that Tales of Arise resolves itself in the game, meaning they have no plans to link it with another game, be it sequel, prequel, or story DLC. I'll admit, it's kind of refreshing to see this because you don't really see that often nowadays, to be honest with you. But sometimes I'll end up with a situation like Hades where I love the base game so fucking much, but it's not going to get a sequel, and it's most likely not going to get DLC either, knowing how Supergiant is. Either way, I'm excited for Tales of Arise. Fantasian is a beautiful game by Final Fantasy creator Hironobu Sakaguchi that's currently exclusive to the Apple Arcade Store.
I'm gonna commit Persona 3.
Instead of ranting about how I can't play it, I figured I could show you a bit more of the game through its trailers, since Sakaguchi just confirmed that Part 2, the finale, is almost complete. They describe it as a diorama adventure RPG. I'm sure they weren't the first to do this sort of thing, but I've never seen something like this before, so if you know any, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, this shit looks gorgeous as fuck. Every single area was meticulously handcrafted by experts, making everything pop in a way I didn't think was possible. Go back and look at classic JRPGs like Final Fantasy IX with the beautiful pre-rendered backgrounds, then take that concept, bring it to 2021, and that's what you've essentially got here. Pure genius, honestly. Its soundtrack is composed by the legendary Nobuo Uematsu, and he's also stated this will most likely be the last full soundtrack he'll compose. Same goes for this being Sakaguchi's possible last game he'll ever make. It's bittersweet, and I hope this game comes to other platforms in the future. I'd hate for their last project to be stuck on Apple Arcade forever. Not saying it's a bad platform, just how many people do you know actively use it? You know what I mean? Can you believe a guy on YouTube solved the Joy-Con drift problem? No, seriously. This guy figured it out before Nintendo themselves could. The funniest part? All it takes is putting a little piece of paper or cardboard or whatever the fuck inside your Joy-Con, specifically to add pressure to the control stick, and it just stops drifting. Bruh. Nintendo clearly saw VK's video, because those fancy new Zelda Joy-Cons actually have strips placed behind the control stick to replicate exactly what VK did. I guess YouTube tutorials really are the GOAT, huh? Retro Studios, the team behind the Metroid Prime series, had a cancelled game that showed up in the Nintendo Giga Leak recently. Bro, let me just say, I've been praying for a Zelda game that stars Sheik as its main protagonist for years. You have no idea how many people have told me shit like,
Bruh, it's just Zelda but ninja.
Like, bro, that's exactly why I want to play it. I can't believe my dream became a reality and then snapped before I even knew of its existence. According to Nintendo Life, it was supposed to be set within the bad ending of Ocarina of Time, exploring the journey of the last Sheikah while Dark Gerudo were giving their 100-year birth to Ganon. Okay, what the fuck did I just read? Apparently, there's even concept art that was leaked showing environments, enemies, and more. I can't help but look at these amazing pieces and imagine what it could have been.
Why was this canceled again?
Really is a shame, not gonna lie. I hope Nintendo comes back to this in the future and does something with it. Sheik is such a sick fucking concept, both narratively and mechanically, that I just know there's a banger waiting to be developed. I don't usually talk about emulators, but this is too big to ignore. The Dolphin emulator had what is probably the greatest update I've ever seen. GBA integration. It's now capable of running 4 instances of GBA while playing a GameCube game. Now, if you're a boomer like me, then I'm sure your brain went to the 2 top fucking tier games I'm thinking of right now: The Legend of Zelda, Four Swords Adventure, and Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. What's even better is it's able to do this on NetPlay. Yeah, online Four Swords Adventure and a version of Crystal Chronicles that doesn't suck ass online. Hey, remember PlayStation Home? Well, for whatever reason, Sony has updated the trademark for it multiple times. I'm sure you've got no clue what I'm talking about, so I'll explain it like this. You know VR chat? Imagine that, but without the VR and with virtual homes. Boom! PlayStation Home. It's honestly pretty dog shit. I actually played this a little back on the PS3, and it was a cool concept, but never really grabbed me. If Sony is truly bringing this back, I'd say you do it with PSVR 2. There's no way they didn't see the success of VR chat and go,
We can monetize this!
Neo: The World Ends With You, along with the great Ace Attorney Chronicles, have finally released to some pretty favorable reviews. My favorite being from my boy Apple 2K.
Just saying.
I'll speak my thoughts on Neo later in the video, but I wanted to bring up Ace Attorney because it's a series I've been wanting to get into ever since I watched Phoenix beat the shit out of people using speech bubbles in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. You see, Capcom is giving me a bit of Atlas PTSD by giving players a survey.
Oh, not this shit again.
To their credit, I don't even know when the last time there was a brand new entry in the franchise, but I'd like to think that it's fairly obvious people want more Ace Attorney, and hopefully the sales for Great Ace Attorney Chronicles reflect the desire for that.
Now, how about we get a survey for Ghost Trick? Am I right, boys?
For the last bit of news, the first test flight for Halo Infinite just happened, and I wasn't a part of it.
Hey, yo, Microsoft, you wanna hook a brother up?
I haven't talked about this much, but Halo is actually my favorite first-person shooter. I don't play much of that genre nowadays. Even so, Halo is almost always a great time with or without friends. In fact, I played some with my patrons just this past weekend.
Yo, get in, get in!
All right, I'm getting in.
Get in!
Let's go, boys! Oh no! What the fuck is happening? Holy shit, bruh! My camera's going crazy. Oh fuck!
What the fuck? Shoot and shoot!
Oh no! Ah!
Press shoot and shoot them!
Bro, I can't see anything! It's bruh!
Back it up, back it up!
Oh! Holy shit, bro. I play games selected by patrons every Saturday. If you want to join, just hit that $5 tier, baby. I've heard a lot of differing opinions on Infinite so far. Good, bad, mid. Basically, I'll have to form my own opinion, as per usual. The good thing is it'll be free, so I'm excited for people who've never tried Halo before to give it a go. I don't see myself no-lifing it or anything, but it'll be a fun time every once in a while. As far as myself, I'm a few hours into Neo: The World Ends With You, and I'm loving it. The combat is fluid and fun, the music is amazing, and I'm sorry, Robbie, but the characters are fucking fantastic. They say some pretty ridiculous things, specifically Fret yelling,
Ready? Galaxy Brain, activate!
whenever a battle starts, or Nagi literally calling herself an edgelord. I think it's because I'm old, but I find characters saying cringy shit like this to be endearing in a way. Besides, my boy Rindo offsets this by physically cringing at Fret's idea of calling their team the Wicked Twisters. Let me tell you, man, Square really nailed the look and feel of Shibuya once again. Exploring the city is just...
Wow, this is giving me major Persona vibes.
Break the silence, regain yourself! We're losing you! We're losing you! Jason closing, we're seeing yourself!
I know I said it once, but fucking hell, the soundtrack is full of bangers from top to bottom. That's all for your video gamer news this week, everyone. Will you be trying out the SMTF remake? How about Tales of Arise? I haven't been seeing too many people's opinions outside of the occasional Reddit thread, and while it seems positive, I'm curious about how you guys feel, considering you're mostly Atlas heads. Last week's poll, I asked if you guys knew what Neo: The World Ends With You is, and while I'm disappointed, it's not too surprising that almost half of you have never heard of the series before. Please, if you're a fan of JRPGs or Persona, you've got to give this game a try. I promise you, it'll scratch every itch you're looking for, and it's available on every platform except Xbox. This isn't sponsored, by the way. I just really want the game to sell well to prove to Square that it's worth the money to invest into multiple sequels. If you're interested, I've got an exclusive podcast available on Patreon at the $5 tier where I talk about upcoming videos, what I've been playing, what I've been watching, as well as discussing a bunch of random topics with you guys. You'll also see previews for new videos before they release, get a behind-the-scenes look at how they were made, and play with me every Saturday.
That being said, thank you all for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, leave a dislike if you didn't. Be sure to check out my second channel for highlights and playthroughs, follow my live streams on Twitch, and check out Apple2K on Twitter and YouTube for editing this video. God bless you all, and I will see you next time. What the fuck is Jelly Boy?